So my sergeant was a Mexican dude. His name was Jason. I looked more Mexican than he did.
That's funny.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, this is a long time ago. So
That's
that was
awesome.
like 5 keys of coke. And then, funny thing is, that's not only my first seizure. Not only is that my first seizure, it's also a seizure that ends up with a controlled delivery to Oklahoma City with DEA.
Nice.
And taking out the main dude in Oklahoma City with the helicopters, with the Marshal Service and the SWAT team. So I'm like, in a matter of 12 hours,
Wow.
like getting the full meal deal from start of a traffic stop all the way into a full freaking search warrant, rappelling down a helicopter out in the middle of nowhere. Not me, I'm not rappelling down.
Yeah.
I'm in the surveillance van. I'm like going, holy shit,
Yeah.
this is like the
Yeah.
movies, right?
That's cool they let you tag along with
Right.
that.
After we go into one class.
So you go from getting 5 kilos on your very first load, and how does that transition to 25 years of pulling kilos and the Benjamins out of cars all over the country?
No, like it's a the best way to explain it is kind of like a crackhead. You get that first high,
Yeah.
and you're like constantly chasing that high.
Yeah.
Like I've never been a crackhead, but that's the only thing I can, contribute it to, or kind of like draw a parallel,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense, right? So you get that first burst of energy, and you're like, whoa, right? So the next time you want to get a bigger burst of energy,
Yeah.
right? And you're constantly chasing that next challenge. Right, and it's like you get 4 kilos, you're like, but you're like, it was 4 kilos, good. I got the dope off the road. Yeah, I got a bad guy, but then you're like, I got to get 6.
Yeah.
Right. So now you're shooting higher. Then it becomes the challenge of, how do I get 6? Does that mean I have to look further?
Mm-hmm.
Did I miss it? So you're trying to constantly like elevate yourself
Yeah.
into the next level, right? And this is what got me into understanding the deeper understanding of how smuggling operations work and the different tier levels and how you target like the larger operations.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And if you explain, the best way to explain it is kind of like, okay, if I want to be a deer hunter, right? I can learn how to shoot and go out and shoot Bambi. But if I want to shoot elk, or if I want to go shoot big game, I have to position myself in a terrain that's going to allow me to not only shoot bigger game, but I also have to be a good shot, which
Right.
means I have to understand how they move. I have to understand.
Yeah, it makes
so
sense.
this kind of gives you that insight on learning the trade craft. And then that's why I ended up moving to different states, because I was like, hey, the terrain is better here,
Yeah.
right? So that's how I ended up in like the different states, southern states.
Right.